Hello everyone and welcome back to Eternal Darkness. This is one of the best chapters in the game. We're playing in the colonial era of the United States as the esteemed Dr. Maximillian Roivas. Maximilian is a quite wealthy gentleman of his era, living in the gigantic manor of the Roivas family. Now it's his turn to take care of it, to live in it, as his forefathers have, by his own words. And the fact is that he has a lot of luxury in here. Let's check it out, shall we? A small collection of Maximilian's medical journals, references and reports. You might have noticed that we begin in the room that was described as a museum in Alexandra's era. Let's see what else is on the upper floor. For example, this dark room which we couldn't do anything in. What is it? Ah, some more flintlock pistol ammunition. The servant is preoccupied with his duties. Oh yes, Maximilian does have servants. A state-of-the-art interior outhouse. Polished teak and mahogany finish. It is truly a sight to behold and experience. Oh yes, I'm sure it is, Maximilian. Let's see what Maximilian carries with him. Interesting. The French flintlock holster pistol was in use from the 1680s. There's a muzzle-loaded pistol. Its rate of fire is rather low, but it packs a powerful punch. Also, Maximilian carries a medical journal. It's used to take notes on medical and pathological analyses. When you first play the game, Maximilian will be able to conduct, autopsies on his fallen foes, which are then stored for posterity. The door to the servants' quarters is securely locked. Maximilian, however, can't help but feel uneasy. An ominous presence lurks behind that door, making the hairs on his neck stand on end. If you remember, this was the point where Alexandra saw him walking into the wall. I wonder what we'll find when we uncover the secret behind that. As well, you can see that this stained glass window is also changed. A stained glass window resplendent with bright colors and exquisite workmanship. There's something odd about it, perhaps the curious detail of its shapes and content. Alright, enough of this. Let's see what else is there on this floor. Ah, hello. The clock is still here. So many years before. Some more ammunition. Let's see. Maximilian's grand sleeping room. As you can see, the portraits are a little changed this time around. On the bedside table is an open letter. Let's see its contents. A letter written with some precision in longhand. Dear friend, the antiquity of which you ask is indeed the tome of eternal darkness, or a copy of it at least. Its secrets are still hidden from me, for I have been unable to read it, as have most scholars who have tried. It will remain within the sanctity of the mansion, for in the wrong hands it would be a powerful weapon. Peruse it if you will, but beware its magic. It is a harsh mistress. Aaron Roivas. So it seems that the Roivas family has some connection with the Tome of Eternal Darkness. The servant mutters under his breath, not realizing that Max is nearby. He appears to be distressed at his lot in life, working all the time. A stone tablet, carved with strange pictograms, is displayed on the mantelpiece. An odd conversation piece, to be sure. Let's pick it up, though. This painting, however, remains the same. Even after 3 centuries, almost. Another outhouse. The mirror's grim reflection returns Max's questioning gaze. His face racked with sleepless nights, and a strange gleam in his eye hinted a growingly odd demeanor. No corpse in the bathtub this time, but more ammunition. All right, time to head to the ground floor. Maximilian seems to have quite a lot of servants around his house. That just points out how wealthy he really is. I could see a servant scrubbing. There we go. There she is. Ah, we can take a look at the entire mansion here. A wonderful view. Can we talk to this lady? Yes, we can. Come on, lady. Come on. Whilst performing her duties, the servant makes idle chit-chat about the room's temperature. Downstairs, we have another letter. Let's see what it says. A letter scrawled by a panicked hand and with clotted ink. Dear friend, the house has been forsaken by the ancients. I dare not enter it for fear of my mortal soul. I would suggest that you leave also. Bring the book. It is a far more potent tool that you have learned, and may well swing the balance in our favor. Aaron Roivas. It looks like Aaron Roivas had become distressed about the house being forsaken by the ancients. Well, that doesn't bode good, now does it? Cold moonlight filters in through grime-stained windows. Even with servants cleaning every day, the house never seems to get very clean, as if the very nature of the house itself is soiled. But I'm sure nothing bad will happen now, will it, Maximilian? Now this is rather peculiar, isn't it? An oil painting of the mansion's foyer hangs on the wall. Max wonders why the artist would paint such an inaccurate picture of one end of the room, with such detail and clarity that it approaches realism. The wall is decorated with a colored triangular design. Although Max has seen this particular embellishment time and time again, its significance still evades him. Ah, here we go. The illustration features a collection of strange linear designs, related to each other in a cyclical manner. There appears to be some significance to it, but it isn't particularly evident. Now, in case you haven't really already understood, the three alignments of Ulyaoth, Chaturga, and Shelotath, the third one, are dominant over one another, like the weapons triangle in the Fire Emblem series. As you can see, on the bottom left we have Ulyaoth, which conquers Chaturga, on the red color. Chaturga, in turn, conquers Shelotath, and Shelotath conquers Ulyaoth, all cyclical. And in the middle lies Mantorok, master of chaos, unaffected by all and affected by all at the same time. This is quite useful when you're trying to cast spells, when you want to fight zombies, for example, of color red. It's a good idea to enchant your weapons with the blue color. Thus, that way you can actually inflict double the damage, or something like that. What's this? A pump handle is sitting on a barrel inside the pantry. What is it doing here? What is it doing here indeed? As you can see, Maximilian's pantry is the opposite of Edward's. Whilst going on about her duties, the servant casually remarks about a strange quality hanging in the air. This odd comment makes Maximilian feel like something is quite amiss. Why would she say that? Seems like even the servants can perceive the subtle, sinister nature of the house. With a kind smile, she asks if Maximilian has an appetite, She's preparing a hearty meal for the evening. Some more ammunition. And, of course, a stone tablet sits on the countertop, seemingly out of place in the room. Only one place left to explore. The dining room. I love the music in this chapter. Looks like Maximillian rather enjoys having the meals with all his servants. I like that. He doesn't scorn them, doesn't snub them. The servant inquires if Maximillian requires anything of service. No, nothing of service. However, there is something written beneath the image. When darkness spreads its wings before my master Ulioth's greatest foe, the path to truth will be opened. And we have the 4 linear designs representing the 4 of the ancients. As I said before, Ulioth's greatest foe is Xalotath. And with that, we can enter the secret passage. Ah, and this looks familiar, doesn't it? Looks like Aaron Roivas, or whoever it was before him, was the one who first created this secret study. Let's see, what's this? This appears to be a wax rubbing of some kind of carved pattern. The central point is an odd line design. A symbol of something? Good question, Max. Now, that there on the wall is really interesting. An aged flintlock pistol rests on a display stand fixed to the wall. Oh yes. Maximillian can now dual-wield the flintlock pistols for those who wish to fight akimbo style. Oh yes, Maximillian is badass, man. A curled scroll of aged parchment sits atop a stack of dusty books. It is covered with strange diagrams and writing. Ah, reveal invisible. An ornamental saber is displayed on the wall. As you can imagine, this will come in quite handy, quite soon. Cavalry swords like this saber were used chiefly as an item of ceremonial dress for officers. The brass knuckle guard was a style popular with both American and English cavalry officers in the second half of the 18th century. Yeah, better to be prepared. What's this? We cannot check this. However, we can examine the book. Oh. Yes, the book. Lying amidst the papers on the desk is a strange, leather-bound book. Oh yes, Max should pick up the book. I'm sure nothing wrong will happen. Oh dear. As Max lifts the tome of eternal darkness, a letter slips out from between the pages. Deftly, Max catches it as it drops towards the floor. A letter, scrawled almost indecipherably by a wavering hand. Dear friend, as I suspected, the ruins of En-Ga, that blasted necropolis, lie deep under the site of the mansion. The accursed servants of Ulioth are so close I can almost hear their chittering. There is a secret opening in the basement, and from there we can gain access. I urge you to gather some men and seal it, or better still, destroy that damn place. I have stowed something that you will find useful in the upper level. Look to the light, and you will find it. I wish that I could be at your side, but my ailment worsens daily, and I know that my time is short. It looks like Aaron Roivas found something he didn't really enjoy having found. And now we have a horror in our own house. Time to take care of it, don't you think? What the? How dare you, sir? I say, you're gonna regret this. Oh dear God. It looks like Maximilian was right. To have that creeping fear, that creeping feeling of unease when going outside the servants' quarter. Time to enchant our flintlock pistols. Because they will be quite useful to fight the horror from afar. The further away we fight it, the better for us. Where are you? Yes. Ouch. I'll have to get some space because we need to reload. Just one, anyway. It is enough. It has 3 heads, not 4. Ah, excellent. And with that, we now have the Reveal Invisible spell. Let's reload. And finish the beast. Eyes wide with fright, his head twists frantically left and right, as if trying to see some invisible horror stalking him. "Have you no eyes? Can't you see it?" he cries. Oh, yes we can, Maximilian. Yes we can. I think it's time to get out of here. So many secrets to uncover in the house. Maximilian is inexplicably drawn back into the house to continue his exploration. I'm sure, Maximilian, you have many secrets to uncover, like the secrets that drove Aaron Roivas mad. Oh dear. We have trappers. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Cackling gleefully, the servant casually tosses what appears to be a human organ into a nearby pot, stirring carefully. She assures Maximilian that it will be a meal to be long remembered. Things have taken a turn for the worst. What the hell is going on in this house? Maximilian is surrounded by madmen and bone thieves. I think this is a perfect place to save our game. Oh, there's an enemy alive in here. I think it's the lady maid up here. Gotta take care of her. Where is she? There we go. Alright. Now, we can save. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. And please share and push that bell button. And I hope to see you next time as we continue Maximilian's misadventures inside his own mansion. Till then, take care.